Hey, welcome to the Squint and Quarantino channel. Mudflood vacations and more giants. Yeah, architecture, ancient architecture, big tall doors, and just what's going on with this world. And I want to revisit the Yucatan Peninsula and the meteor that impacted there. The timeline we're supposed to believe, and hey, who am I to say it isn't? But I definitely want to question if I think it is or not, and I was going there already. Now, I'm going to start zooming in, because we're going... Boy, they went true north on me there, didn't they? There's Saudi Arabia. Okay. Here we go. And remember, in this other video of mine, the Yucatan is center of your screen. And you see the dotted line, and that's the impact zone. Magnetic anomalies. Pemex, the Mexico Petroleum Company, came in. Was drilling here. They wanted this place pretty severely in the 1800s, or 19, I think it was. Gotta look back again. So here you got Louisiana. I said if a giant rock hit here, the water would go over this, and up this. And as you can see, I was pointing out all this shallow on the continental shelf, and all this washes out from limestone, percolates through here. This water here is beautiful blue because of the water that's swampy through here runs through the limestone and out here, and so you see all this sand here, but we have this everywhere. And if you go along Houston, Louisiana, it goes up the Mississippi. If you look at this line, you can see the difference in color. This is where the old coastline was, or was this the splash of this thing? Well, as I was looking into this, I found out that I lived here. I've lived here, lived in Corpus, I served here, all up and down through here. And I just find out I didn't know this was an impact zone. So the Uvalde and the Bolero Company and Eagleford Shale oil field really took on this area as another impact zone. So that got me going, wow, they really like these geological impacts, these petroleum companies. And along this Balcones, we also have the Great Wall of Texas, which is Rockwall, Texas, and then it comes across Arkansas, and we got some maps to show you where the fault line comes all the way across, and you can see where this flowed into the Mississippi this way, washed up, washed back. Did we have a meltdown from an impact, your ice age? And that's what killed them 80 million years ago. Okay, so that's what we're told. And yeah, for sure, this is cool. But also, what I'm thinking is, what if the impact melted that? The impact first washed everything towards north, then it had to wash all back down. And as it melted the ice, it was just depositing tons of silt, making this area way shallow, way more shallow than this. I mean, this is two different topographical map in just two different areas. So it's not hard to see. So why does this matter about this and this impact to make the Mississippi flow backwards? And we recorded it in 1812. So in this episode, we're going to go to the Great Mississippi Tsunami and investigate some of these impacts, and is our timeline the same? and not the same, but has it been changed? And obviously it has, because 1812 was a big time. If you think of, what do you remember in 1812, even if you're not that far along in school or whatever, 1812, the War of 1812. But yet we had an earthquake that was the largest recorded ever in the United States. And at the same time, like a month or so later, so did Brazil, Caracas, South America. And it had a devastating, just 1 month later, so they say, but definitely 1 month, within just the same thing, so did California. And it took out San Juan or San Luis, what is that, Capistrano. We'll look into that. We had like 4 or 5 earthquakes all at once, and it was devastating. We had lava coming up, sulfur coming up from the ground in Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee. It woke up President Dolly Madison and his wife. The bells rang in Boston, up in Boston, and which makes me wonder, that giant, our Liberty Bells cracked. Is this an event that cracked the Liberty Bell? Was it already there? I mean, how do you crack it? What, a cannonball? They just missed so bad they hit the Liberty Bell? That's kind of funny. So in this episode, that's where we're going. I'm going to go to the next bit of video. Good to have you here.